Please find attached a zip file which contains 400 text files. So I want you to please unzip those files and then copy those files. Copy them all and then go to your section 2 directory. So section 2 is where we were working on in Thonny, right? Section 2. So in your Windows Explorer or Mac Finder, locate that folder. In my case, it would be section 2. Inside section 2, I'll create a new folder. I'll just name this text_files and paste those 400 files into this directory. So now we can see those files from here as well. So text files, you can expand that. And if you open any of these, you'll get some bunch of data. That's not important. What we're concerned about in this video is we will put these into some zip files. The rule is this: ChatGPT will create a program for us, and that program will place the first 10 text files into one separate zip file. So the file that ends with 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in one separate zip file, and then 11 up to 20 in another separate zip file, then 21 up to 30 in another file, and so on. So we will create a zip file based on the names of these text files. So that's an intelligent rule, which would be too boring to do it by hand, to just select all those files one by one or 10 by 10 and then create zip files. So let's see how we can do that with ChatGPT. So my files are inside this text_files directory, so we're ready to write the query using a new chat. So I have 400 files. You can say 400, you can specify the number or not. It's not really important, but it does make the query more explicit. So we do have 400 items here actually. So 400 items. So I'll just specify that. 400 text files in a directory named text_files. So make sure this reflects the name of your directory in Thonny. Lowercase letters. And I want now to give some more details on these files. So we are concerned about the files themselves, not about the data inside the files. So we are concerned about the files and the names of the files. The names of the files here are important because they define the rule how the files will be zipped. So we've got names in this rule, right? So let me copy one of them. To do that, you can right click, go to rename, and you can copy that file name by pressing Ctrl+C in your keyboard or Command+C, or you can type that down manually. So that's the name. So I can say the files are named like this, and then another file like this. I'll write 2 here, and so on. You can say. So you are letting ChatGPT understand the naming convention of your files. And then you can say, I want to place files 01 to, and here you specify 10. So you remove the last 2 digits and write 10 in one separate zip file. Then you say this and you replace that to 1. So the 11 to, that would be 20 in another separate zip file, and so on. So that's the rule. So do you think that someone else, your friend or another programmer, would understand what you're trying to do given this query, I think they will do it. So what I'll do now is I'll just say write me a Python script for that and press enter. So there we go. ChatGPT is using zip file. Now this is installed with Python, so you'll not have to install an extra extension here. So let's wait for the typing to be completed. So it's completed in my case. I'll copy the code, go to Thony. And so make sure you are inside section 2 where your text_files is located. So don't go inside text files. So you shouldn't do that. You should be inside section 2. And here you want to create a new file. Let's name this lecture6.py. Press enter, paste the code. So it points to the text_files directory, which is here. So we're ready to execute this script. It will take a while. So yeah, now it's completed. So let's check. Let's go back and then section 2 again. See, there we go. We've got the zip files. So it's about 40 of them. So there we go. And let's go to the file system. In section 2, this is where my zip files were generated. So let's check one of the files. Let's go to batch 15. So batch 15, 188, 197, right? Let's check batch 16, 198, 207. So it seems like ChatGPT didn't understand us very well here. So in that case, don't worry, you can go back to your chat and then follow up with another query. Because as far as I can see, what ChatGPT did is it stepped through every 10 files. So it didn't look at the actual names. So from 1 to 10, we have all the numbers without any missing file name. But then from 11 to 20, for example, we do have some missing files, such as 17 is not there, 18 is not there. But what ChatGPT did is it just got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So all the 10 files here. So a batch of 10 files. So if you want to do this based on the numbers, on the names, you want to follow up with a question. The follow-up query should be looking like this. The first part should be you telling ChatGPT what ChatGPT did wrong. You created the zip files in batches of 10 files. And then give some more details on what the problem is. Try to explain why ChatGPT did it wrong. So you didn't look at the file names. The file names have a number before the .txt extension. The number is important. Files with numbers 1 to 10 should be inside a zip file. Numbers 11 to 20 should be inside another zip file. So this time we try to be more detailed in our query. So the number before the .txt extension is very important. Rewrite the Python script and press enter. So the typing was completed, so let's copy the code, go to Thony. Let's delete those batch.zip files first. So now I'll go here, press Shift and the down arrow key and then delete those. So they are gone now. So in lecture 6.py, I'll select this code and paste the new code here. Yeah, that's it, and execute again. So here are the files. You can also show them in here by going back and forth. So let's check number 1. It's from 1 to 10. Let's check number 2, 11 to 16. Number 3, 25 to 30. Yep, that looks good. 36 to 40. So everything seems to be working fine this time. And yeah, that's something very important to learn, that not always you get it right with the first time. So follow-up queries are very important, and you should try to be very persistent. And it's good also if you just repeat your explanations, such as what I did here. For example, the file names have a number before the txt extension. The number is important, and then I repeated that again, so the number before the .txt extension is very important. So that basically increases the weight of this statement. So we have it 2 times here, 1 here and 1 here. And then, just like a human would do, if you repeat something 2 times to a person, then it's more likely that they will put more importance to that statement. So always think of ChatGPT as another person, which can make errors, but they can also fix those errors, as they did with this example. So thanks a lot for following so far. I'm very glad you're here, and I'll see you in the next videos. See you.